Carl Jung, one of the most influential psychologists in history, made a discovery so powerful that it has the potential to completely shift how we understand ourselves and our lives. But here's the catch: it's dangerous. This discovery challenges everything most of us hold as normal. Are you ready to understand what Jung uncovered and why it can change your life for the better? Jung's discovery wasn't a neat theory. It was a profound realization that goes against the grain of conventional psychology. It's a concept that many fear and resist: the shadow, the repressed, hidden parts of ourselves that we refuse to acknowledge. The danger isn't in confronting the shadow, it's in ignoring it. Jung knew that when we refuse to face this part of ourselves, we remain shackled. The cost of ignoring the shadow is high, but the reward for integrating it into our consciousness is nothing short of life-altering. Jung's concept of the shadow refers to the parts of ourselves that we repress or deny, our desires, impulses, fears, and emotions that we deem unacceptable. But here's the kicker: the shadow isn't some external force, it's a part of us, and it controls much more than we realize. The nature of the shadow is that it's not inherently bad or evil, but rather aspects of our psyche that have been pushed out of conscious awareness. These aspects often include traits we deem negative, such as anger, greed, or fear, but also positive traits like creativity, ambition, and assertiveness that have been judged by ourselves or society. When we suppress the shadow, it doesn't disappear. It festers beneath the surface, influencing our behaviors, thoughts, and interactions with others. Jung believed that the more we repress, the stronger the shadow becomes. The key to personal growth is not in rejecting these parts of ourselves but integrating them. The reason we avoid the shadow is simple: fear. We fear the parts of ourselves that don't fit into society's definition of who we should be. We fear what these parts might say about our worth, our identity, and our place in the world. Jung pointed out that this fear is self-imposed. We learn early on that certain traits are unacceptable, and we internalize those judgments, pushing parts of ourselves into the darkness. But this self-repression comes with a cost: disconnection from who we truly are, and a life lived in conflict with our own essence. Jung's dangerous discovery is that by rejecting our shadow, we unknowingly give it more power over our lives. This is where the transformation begins. When we confront and integrate the shadow, we free ourselves from its unconscious control. We stop being slaves to hidden fears and start living authentically. The shadow doesn't just affect our internal lives, it also shows up in our relationships. Every time we judge someone, get triggered by their behavior, or feel anger toward them, it's often our shadow reflecting itself. Jung believed that the people who trigger us the most are often reflecting parts of ourselves we have yet to confront. This is why the shadow is so powerful in relationships. It doesn't just reveal what others are doing to us, it reveals what we are not acknowledging within ourselves. For example, if you feel intense irritation towards someone's arrogance, Jung might suggest that it's because you are suppressing your own arrogance or self-assertion. If you find yourself judging others for their selfishness, perhaps there's an aspect of yourself you're not accepting, the fear of being selfish or taking up space. The first step in integrating the shadow is simply to confront it. But this isn't easy. Confronting the shadow means taking a hard look at the parts of ourselves we've spent years trying to avoid or deny. Jung's work emphasizes self-awareness. When we confront our shadow, we begin to integrate it into our conscious self. This means accepting the dark parts of our personality without judgment and using them to fuel our growth. Integrating the shadow isn't about suppressing it, it's about embracing it, learning from it, and using it to create balance and harmony in our lives. This process isn't instant. It takes time, self-reflection, and a commitment to honesty with ourselves. But the rewards are immense: a deeper understanding of who we are, more harmonious relationships, and a stronger sense of personal power. When we integrate the shadow, we unlock the full power of our being. The shadow isn't something to be feared or avoided, it's a treasure chest of untapped potential. By embracing the darker aspects of our personality, we tap into strengths we never knew we had. Think of the shadow as a source of untamed creativity, raw ambition, and authentic power. Once we stop resisting it, we can harness it in ways that serve us and those around us. Jung's most dangerous discovery is not about eradicating the shadow, but about learning to wield it consciously. This makes us whole, balanced, and capable of living a more authentic life. We no longer have to live in conflict with ourselves. Instead, we can move forward, empowered by our integrated shadow. Once we've embraced and integrated the shadow, we can live authentically. The most powerful people in history weren't afraid to confront their shadows. They didn't live in denial. They didn't hide behind masks. Instead, they walked in their truth, unburdened by the shame and guilt of their repressed selves. Jung believed that true self-actualization happens when we are no longer divided within ourselves. When the shadow is integrated, we align with our deepest truths, and that alignment gives us the power to live authentically, with confidence and clarity. Authenticity is dangerous because it requires courage, the courage to be vulnerable, to face the parts of ourselves that others may not understand, and to live truthfully. But in that danger lies the freedom to create a life that is truly your own. Jung's discovery isn't just about psychology, it's about liberation. It's about stepping into your true power by confronting the parts of yourself you've been avoiding. The shadow isn't a curse, it's your path to freedom. Are you ready to face it?